And then Richa is going to join us right now. She's, yep, there she is. So Richa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kamal. Thank you for having me.
Would you like to just introduce yourself and then we'll start?
Sure. Yeah, so my name is Richa Shah, as Kamal had mentioned. I am the Director of Billing Operations at United Medical. I've been with the company for 10 years, and I manage the department that handles our payment posting, coding, accounts receivables, collections, and our statements. So it's essentially our core business, as Kamal said, and I help manage all of those different departments.
So, Richa, I'll start with this extremely great score that we have, 96.7 client satisfaction. And this is not a fake number, this is real. So tell us how we actually get to that.
Sure. So we actually survey, Kamal, some of the core metrics that we know that the clients would be interested in. And we essentially ask them, do you feel as if your manager is taking care of your account? Do you feel like your posting is being done correctly? Are you satisfied with the overall services? Are you satisfied with the response rate? So those are some of the questions that we ask, because that's sort of what we provide from the United Medical side is a really robust organization where we are constantly in contact with our clients, assisting them every step of the way. So we want to ask them, every month or every quarter at least, are you satisfied with how we're performing? And we really take it seriously. So, and if we ever get a negative feedback, you or I immediately respond to make sure that that is resolved. And I think that's why our satisfaction rate is so high.
So the other thing is that I want to ask you, I'm going to bring our presentation from yesterday we did for our partner Cerner. So we are utilizing a couple of different PM systems. If you can actually tell us what PM system is, what it is when we say PM, and then what United Medical is using, and who we work with.
Absolutely. So the practice management system is essentially the place where all of our billing gets completed, meaning that is where our billing is entered. That is where we send claims from. That's where we receive payments into. So it's essentially a hub of all of the information we need to be able to manage our practice from the financial or billing side. It also includes many, many reports that help us determine production, financial, payments, adjustments. So all of that information is within our practice management system now. Currently, we are servicing 3 practice management systems. The largest one is specialty practice. We also service PDS clients. However, those are clients that are actually going to be switching to SPM soon, because that particular system is going to be sunsetting. And then we also service clients in a system called CPM, Cerner Practice Management System. So those are the 3 systems we use. And we work with Cerner, and we also work with R1, which is the company that took over for the business office side for Cerner, which was handling the billing. So that's essentially how the makeup is of the practice management.
So the SPM, specialty PM, is something that we are utilizing in the offices, as well as we also utilize in our business office for RCM medical billing purpose, right, Richard? So now, just so that we know, also our clients and prospects, they know that why we like SPM. So if you can kind of go through the process with check in, check out, and the easiness of the system, what makes SPM easier or more user-friendly for us?
Sure. So SPM is actually very user-friendly. Every step of the patient registration process is very easy to follow. It's step by step. We have determined the fields that we need practices to fill out. So they really don't have to think about it. It tells them, you know, you need to fill out these sections in order to move forward. So that's the information that they normally gather from the patients. We also make sure that our practices understand that it's very important to do verification of insurance. Now, some of our practices use verification within the specialty management system. We actually have something built in that will check a couple of days before the patient comes in, whether their insurance is valid or active or not. And then we also have practices who do that manually. So these are important parts of registering the patient. And also at the time that the patient comes to the office, we want to make sure we're telling practices to check if they have a copay, they have any outstanding balances, that sort of thing. And all of that is very easy within the practice management system. There's a prompt for if the patient has a copay, it'll pop up when you check in the patient and say, please collect $20 from the patient. So it's really easy and seamless to follow. And I believe that, you know, our practices are very successful in registering patients and also gathering information.
And this goes to the checkout process as well, right? So then from the check-in to the checkout, patients seen in between. So how does SPM helps us from that point?
Absolutely. So the checkout process is almost, you know, even easier because we have an interface with our EMR where most of our providers enter their charges and their diagnosis codes and even modifiers through the EMR. What happens is when the doctor puts that information in, it automatically crosses over to the specialty management system. So the job of the front desk staff is just to verify that the information is correct and push it forward with just a few clicks. And also, you know, within the EMR system, Kamal, the practice management is the practice managers and the practice staff are taught to, you know, give any information that the patient may need, patient education, that sort of thing, that comes from our EMR. So all of the information essentially needed to kind of move the patient through the process is all within either our specialty management system or our EMR.
So if you remember several years ago when, well, you've been with us for 10 years, but then prior to that, we have, like before your master's, you were for a couple of years, right? It's the 10 years doesn't include that.
No, I was at United Medical for about a year between my undergrad and my master's. So.
You went to DC and then did your master's and then came back. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because we built the RCM workflow long time ago, and this was kind of our way of checking what the full flow would be for our practices from the time that patient comes to the business office, to the physician's office, and then what our system is with the electronic submission process, and then how we work on the denials, what happens with the after the RCM work, and then how we actually work on the corrections. And then this is a full flow that actually was our kind of foundation. So one of the reasons that I always say that the PM system is a great vehicle for us to be able to run the system efficiently. And then now we are glad that it's going to be the default for our clients. And then as the medical field is extremely heavily regulated, for us to be on top of all these changes, we need to be working with the latest software, and I think Cerner is able to provide us that. And I'm happy that we are actually improving SPM and getting more people under the SPM umbrella. So, Richard, anything you would like to add?
With specialty management is, you know, United Medical is a huge part of the enhancements. We're so knowledgeable in the system that Cerner really looks to us with every single update to ask us what we need, what ideas we have, if any changes are needed. We are always a beta client for testing all SPM updates. I don't remember a time within the past 10 years where we've not been a beta client. So we really are, I believe, an integral part of how SPM evolves and grows. So I think we're definitely the experts in this.